diamond bracelet is from you and me. We're gonna give it to your mom together. And then you stand
What
there
are we
all
doing?
proud, like, yeah, the diamond bracelet is also from me. I love y'all. I just want to tell you, yeah.
What are we doing? What are we doing, friends? What are we doing?
We do now want to get to this.
How are you organizing? How are we organizing? What does it look like in your town?
Walz just addressed the state.
The ICE agents are going door to door, ordering people to point out where their neighbors of color live.
Bro, I'm gonna be honest with you, but first of all, this is so crazy. It's Nazi Germany. I think I said this yesterday. I tweeted it out too. Like, I think the local police department has to work with the citizens if they want to stave off any sort of decentralized violence. Because once people realize that the local administration, the local governments are not on their side, they're going to take matters of self-defense into their own hands.
What are we doing?
Whenever cops are
How are you
they
doing?
side with ICE. So I don't know what the expectation is here. Like, I don't know
How are we organizing?
They're pulling over people indiscriminately, including U.S. citizens, and demanding to see their papers. And at grocery stores, at bus stops, even at our schools, they're breaking windows, dragging pregnant women down the streets, just plain grabbing Minnesotans and shoving them into unmarked vans, kidnapping innocent people with no warning and no due process. Let's be very, very clear. This long ago stopped being a matter of immigration enforcement. Instead, it's a campaign of organized brutality against the people of Minnesota by our own federal government. Last week, that campaign.
I know I'm probably not gonna
We've all watched the video. We've all seen what happened. And yet,
have that many
impartial investigation,
viewers or anything right now, but I
the Trump administration is devoting the full power of the federal government.
I feel like it is important for me to be here.
Just yesterday,
I feel like it's important for me to be here right now.
including the longtime career prosecutor leading the charge to investigate and eliminate fraud in our state program, quit their job rather than go along with this assault on the United States Constitution. But as bad as it's been,
They're not
Trump
alone.
intends for it to get worse. This week, he went online to promise that, quote, the day of retribution.
If you're in Minneapolis
That's a direct threat against the people of the
and
state who dared to vote against him
you feel
and who continue to stand up for freedom
like you've been
with courage and empathy.
forgotten about, I have not forgotten about you.
Grace. All across Minnesota, people are stepping up to help their neighbors who are being unjustly and unlawfully targeted. They're distributing care packages. and
We need
walking
to
kids
be
to school, and
organizing.
raising their voices in peaceful protest. Even
We
though
need to be
doing so
organizing.
has made many of our fellow Minnesotans targeted for violent.
We need to be checking in with each other.
Folks, I know it's scary, and I know it's absurd that we all have to be.
And honestly,
while also caring for our families and trying to do our job.
why hasn't
So tonight, let me say once again to Donald Trump and
the
Christine,
governor
end of this occupation.
of Minneapolis or
Let
Minnesota
me say 4 critical things to the people of Minnesota.
called a
Things
state
I
of
want you to hear
emergency?
as you watch the news and look out for your neighbors. First, Donald Trump wants this chaos. He wants confusion. And yes, he wants more violence on our streets.
Why aren't they calling a state of
We cannot give
emergency?
him what he wants.
Why aren't they deploying the National Guard?
Protest loudly, urgently, but also peacefully. Indeed,
dude, this is such a.
Why are we
like,
still
we
telling
spent the first half of the video talking
civilians
about how they're beating our asses
to be
and then,
peaceful?
we will do nothing. The state government will do nothing, and you should also do more nothing in return. I mean, I guess.
Do
he's saying,
you
like,
actually
protest,
care about your
even
constituents?
though he keeps saying that, like, that protest is actually leading to violence for his constituents. Deploy the National Guard, man. Those are comprised
Deploy
of
the
our
National
neighbors, Mel.
fucking Guard.
Deploy the fucking National Guard to protect the citizens. Make a big show of it. Be like, hey, we're bringing the National Guard, but to protect the citizens 100%. Like, there needs to be a power posture at some point. Because if there is no power posture,
Like we're still trying to secure votes or something.
Legal avenues, right? And that will inevitably come.
Fuck
the legal avenues are
your
already being
votes.
exhausted. The courts are probably going to find all this
Action.
inappropriate, unlawful, and then Trump is eventually going to scale back, as he did in all these other places where he deployed the federal law enforcement or the National Guard. So before Donald
America,
Trump federalized the
boy,
National Guard,
is
you can bring them in. You're the governor. Like, it's good that they're pursuing legal avenues.
we're a fucking joke.
Still laws? No, this is what has happened already, but it takes too long. Courts don't move fast enough. to stop
Other
constituents
countries,
from getting their asses beat, from being detained, from being harassed.
if they were going
Door-to-door
through this,
operations today and tomorrow. The
will
courts have
organize
ruled
their
against Donald
local
Trump on numerous occasions, and Donald Trump has
law
not said, "Back
enforcement.
away." The problem is, before the courts are actually ruling, if you want to stop the bleeding, you want to stop the hemorrhaging, you have to take action, forceful action, you know? And if your local police department is not going to defend your constituents, your citizens, which they
When
should,
Russia
by the way,
invaded
they're,
Ukraine,
like, not cooperating with the
Zelensky
fray must be
got down on the ground
an American
with
police
his
is so
people.
gross, honestly. If they're straight up saying they're not going to protect their
Our government
at
officials
some point has to deploy a forceful response.
really
Because
don't
the
give a
thing
fuck
will
about
not break
us.
on its own. You need to make it break. You need
Look,
to
I'm really
show
like
that you
realizing
can
that
get away
now.
with this bully behavior. This is like stuff that you teach to children. You know what I mean? You have to sometimes forcefully stand up and
Like the
defend
stuff
yourself.
that's
You have to
happening right
forcefully
now.
defend those who are vulnerable around you.
This
If
is what the
there's a
Second
bully
Amendment is for.
playground, that you are united in numbers. You have more power when you have more people by your side.
The right to bear
You
arms,
have the numbers.
this
This
is what
administration
it's
does not.
for.
They don't have the mandate.
This is what it's for.
Numbers. Hey, ICE. What is this? Lip talk on Dim's not doing anything?
Stop. Stop. Get the out. Yeah. I said the F word. Someone has to do something.
Like,
It's not going to be me. What we need to do is we need to come together as a community. So like
correct me if I'm fucking wrong, right? Right, right.
About this, I promise you, I am working towards.
Be
Don't
drunk
other
girlfriend that
states
gets their
have
boyfriend to go to Minnesota.
the
I
power
have a pretty slammed schedule
to
coming up, which is why I haven't
organize
travel. But I do want to go to Minnesota.
and
I've been talking to people
mobilize
What do you mean, don't be the drunk girlfriend that
to
gets their boyfriend play
Minnesota
This is the
to
state
protect the,
government versus
like,
federal government. You and I, as American citizens, as regular ass civilians, are already in the fight. We are already getting our asses beat. This is me saying, please do something. Someone in a position of power, please do something. What the
Having some conversations with people and figuring
we
out
are
what
not
is evil. I posted
a
on Twitter,
united
but also Twitter. Rest assured, I
country
was
at all.
arrested. This is that message. Look for me for my upcoming election campaign. I'm link in bio. Hey, ICE.
true?
As hard as we will fight in the courts and at the ballot box, we cannot and will not let violence prevail.
I read the
You're
stories
angry, I'm angry.
of our
Angry now is
ancestors,
strong enough word, but we must remain peaceful.
and I look at us now
You
and
are
I go,
not
oh my
powerless.
God,
You
like,
are not helpless, and you are certainly not alone.
what are
All
we
across
doing?
Minnesota, people are learning about opportunities, not just to resist, but to help people who are in danger.
What are we doing?
Thousands upon thousands.
What are we
of
doing? What the
Minnesotans
fuck are we doing?
Relying on mutual aid in the days and weeks to come, and they need our support.
There should be night
And I want to
watches.
share another way you can help. Witness. Help us
Meetings.
establish a record of exactly
Militias
what's
being
happening in our
formed.
communities. You have an absolute right to peacefully film ICE agents as they conduct these activities. So carry your phone with you at all times.
It's crazy. He's just like, y'all are on your own, bitch. Yeah, just film.
The governor
If you get your ass beat, sorry.
of Minnesota is telling people
It's all
to
good,
carry
you know?
their phones with
If I
them
beat your
at
ass,
all times.
yeah,
Like,
it
what?
happens sometimes.
And if you see these ICE agents in your neighborhood, take out that phone and hit record.
If
Help
you
us
see
create a
ICE,
database of the atrocities against
hit record.
not just to establish a record for posterity, but to bank evidence for future prosecution.
Hit record if you see ICE,
The
guys.
city tonight is, we will not have to live like this forever. Accountability is coming at the voting booth and in court. We will.
Where are the Panthers?
Donald Trump. We will reestablish a sense of safety for our neighbors, and we will bring an end to this moment of chaos, confusion, and crime. We will find a way to move forward, and we'll do it together, and we'll not be alone. Every day, we are working with business leaders, faith leaders, legal experts, and elected officials from across this country. They've all seen what Donald Trump is trying to do to our state, and they know their states could be next. And that brings me to the fourth thing I want to say tonight, Minnesota. How incredibly proud I am of the way.
I don't even know how to answer that question.
But I'm not at all surprised, because this is who we are.
What is the
Minnesotans
laughter
believe in the
for?
rule of law, and Minnesotans believe in the dignity of all people. We're a place where there's room for everybody, no matter who you are, or who you love, or where you came from. A place where we feed our kids, we take care of our neighbors.
Yeah. If
What
you
is
get
the
your
laughter for?
ass beat by ICE, film it and post it on Twitter so Asmo
Like we're
can
really
reply to it,
are we that like
so that it can go into his
we're that cook?
so it can go to his jerk off compilation. I swear to God, you could get the average right winger to literally sign
don't
off
care.
on
We
brutalizing
don't care.
like an ICE
People
agent,
don't
like
fucking care.
straight up beating on an ICE agent if you told him it was in Iran. As a matter of fact,
This is why I
you
stopped
know
doing
that
this
that
shit.
already happened, because there was a
You don't
video
fucking
circulating
care.
in the peak of the Iranian protests against the Islamic Republic. And there was a video from, I think, Athens or Berlin, certainly not Iran, where like people were throwing Molotov cocktails everywhere, right? It was in Europe. And everyone was posting that video being like, hell yeah, brave warriors, keep up the good fight. The very same people,
America doesn't care
if they knew
unless
it was happening in
it's a
Europe,
party,
would have been like,
unless it's a
these are
vibe.
all probably immigrants, and they need to be killed immediately. That's
I'm
how
so-
it goes
I'm
with
so-
these fucking dumb fucks.
And we look out for those in the shadows of life. We're an island of decency.
I'm so tired of
Border
I'm
Patrol
so
whistleblower
tired of
outraged
us
by
as a
ICE
fucking
conduct
country.
disclosed over
I'm
a
so
Social
fucking
Security
tired of
program
us as a
documented
country.
to me. Operation Benchwarmer, Tidal Wave, Abracadabra, Dust Off, Fleur de Lis are just a few of the secret programs recently undertaken by ICE. Border Patrol official outraged by ICE conduct is this to me and other documents providing an unprecedented glimpse into ICE's undeclared activities across the country. 15-page long document marked law enforcement sensitive details, 21 major ICE operations resulting, so it says, in 6,802 apprehensions since June. From Operation A, a covert effort to develop informants among immigrants in detention, to Operation Benchwarmer,
God,
which alone spans the deployment of 2,000 intelligence assets.
I know that
gives a sense of how aggressively ICE is scouring neighborhoods and developing
you
sources of
have
violent
put me
organizations alike. Operation Abracadabra was initiated
in
with a
this
requirement
position.
to 100% of individuals apprehended to gather intelligence to identify follow-on parties such as stash houses and individuals conducting illegal activities, tying every individual across the border
speak
illegally to
to
a foreign
people.
terrorist organization, a transnational criminal organization, and/or utilizing the intelligence to develop targets. Wait, what? They're openly saying you have to find whatever evidence you
But
can
people don't
and
want
tie
to hear
them
what I'm saying.
back to foreign terrorist organizations? Hey guys, we have a super secret operation. It's called lying. Operation Lying About Immigrants. That's what we're calling it. Like Abracadabra is such a
People don't
funny
wanna
way
hear
to
what I'm
present
saying.
this, where you just know that you're like trying to find whatever you can, whatever bullshit reason you can. Operation He's Got a Gun. Every ICE officer is supposed to
It's
have
about
an
this
extra side piece that they have that they can drop on
moment
top
where I
of
start
any ICE
to lose.
victim that they kill, you know. Operation We're Framing You as a Criminal. This one's really good. Operation Stop Resisting
Steam.
is a training manual to make it seem like the person that you're trying to apprehend is actually resisting arrest, and therefore you can kill them. Wow. Operation Benchwarmer, plainclothes agents have been embedded in transport vans, Sally ports, processing areas, and detention cells to gather important tactical information. This national security cooperation plays an intimate role in the ICE operation you think about, and you don't. Yesterday, I reported on the deployment of the
I'm not having fun.
Minneapolis to support ICE operations there in the wake of ICE agents killing of Renee Good. My source's motive, in large part, pertains to the lack of big picture public understanding of ICE's larger wars. That's
This
by
isn't
design.
fun.
ICE's lack of transparency on part of the DHS and Congress unwilling to compel.
Screaming into the void is not fucking fun.
Force policy, its use of deadly force policies, are almost completely blacked out, so the public can't see them. Opposition to ICE's conduct following Renee Good's death has
Feeling like
spread
nobody
across
gives a
the
fuck
Department of
about
Homeland Security, as previously reported. The discontent.
What's
over
happening
Justice
is not
Department,
fucking
top federal
fun.
Prosecutors in Minnesota resigning over pressure to investigate Renee Good's widow. I need you to understand this one more time. 6 top
But
prosecutors in the state of Minnesota resigned after the
I guess
Department of Justice directed
I
them
shouldn't give up,
to
right?
try to find crimes relating
Don't
to
give up. Don't give
Renee
up.
Good's widow.
Don't give up.
6 prosecutors in the state of Minnesota resigned after the government killed Renee Good and then went back to the prosecutors and was like, you have to find something that ties back to activist networks so we can get a big dub here. It's
Don't
pretty
give up.
crazy. Screenshots, documents, references in the story are enclosed below. Oh, and if you work for the DHS, you know
I'm gonna
tips.
get another
Also,
cup of
part
coffee.
of why I get so many leaks for your media. Okay. Operation Los Angeles, USVP, Border Patrol deployed to LA on June 6th to support ICE ERO with immigration enforcement and related riots and protests. At one point, USVP had 367 personnel deployed to Los Angeles to provide support for ICE. Multiple areas, total apprehensions 474. Operation at large throughout U.S. is nationwide operation significantly increased the number of illegal alien arrests with final orders of removal. Operation Tidal Wave, Operation Fleur de Lis, New Orleans sector, Abracadabra, we already covered that one. Operation Red Card, ICRO Boston for targeted at-large criminals who have been released back into the community after being charged with criminal actions. Operation Zulu Shield nationwide is a nationwide immigration enforcement operation with multiple iterations. USVP Special Operations Group collaborates with ICE, HSI, Federal Bureau of Investigation, National Targeting Center, National Crime Unit to target illegal aliens with various levels of criminal history. Yeah, once you get to like actual criminal history having migrants, by the way, the numbers diminish dramatically, if you notice. All right, so then the rest of the leaks are just like not ongoing programs or whatever, and just where they've deployed with how many numbers and who have actually how many people have been apprehended. His ratio. Oh, this is very funny. Homeland Security lies so frequently is pretty awesome. So Laura Jadid, a journalist with bylines of Politico, Rolling Stones, The Nation, New Republic, wrote a piece of great investigative reporting for Slate.com. In the piece, a few months ago, she says, ICE hired me. I didn't sign and submit any paperwork. I'm real outspoken about my Trump administration, and I'm extremely Googleable. And yet, there it was, in plain English. Welcome to ICE. My name is for Slate. And this, of course, shows how incredibly incompetent the hiring process looks like. And not only are they hiring whoever wants to do it, there's no background check in the process as well. These are the people that we're arming, Chad. 47 days.
Why is my poster being stupid?
On the homeland. How nutty is that, dude? Oh. Here's what the Democrats are doing at a time when there's tremendous discontent towards ICE, it's illegal misconduct, it's unsanctioned state murder, or rather, sanctioned state murder, and all this stuff. You might be wondering, like, what are the Democrats doing to save the day? Well, don't worry. Richie Torres is here. He's introducing a bill that would require ICE officers to wear QR codes that you can scan to get their full name, badge number, and other identifying info. Remember when I joked about this? When Joe Rogan brought it up yesterday, when we were watching Joe Rogan bring this up in his conversation with Rand Paul, I said that sounds like a Democrat policy to be like, it's not the mass detention and mass apprehension that's the problem. Woke to his back, and these guys have found
Isn't
the
the
liberal
title-
compromise position all on their own. You know, hey, it's not the mass apprehensions that are the problem.
Maybe it's the title.
It's just that they're not doing mass deportation the right way. Okay, how about no mass deportation if it's for no real purpose?
No. I just have to stick it out. Just gotta stick it out. So, what I've started to do is I've taken out the gabapentin in my medication regime.
There is still a lot that we do not know. The Department of Homeland Security claims that law enforcement was conducting a targeted traffic stop of an undocumented immigrant and that the driver took off and later crashed his vehicle. They claim the officer caught up to him on foot and that a struggle took place, which ultimately involved 2 more people from a nearby apartment.
Like, when are we going to, like,
They claim the officer fired defensive shots, hitting the original subject in the leg. They go on to claim that
make
the
a militia?
officer and the subject are both in the hospital, and that the 2 people who ran out of the apartment are in custody. Again, that is all according to the Department.
Why? Why can't we? fucking organize enough.
By the way, it's important to note today marks 1 week since the agent shot and killed Renee Good. Responding to the incident on social media, Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche wrote the following, quote, Minnesota insurrection is a direct result of a failed governor and a terrible mayor encouraging violence against law enforcement. Walk and pray. I'm focused on stopping you from your terrorism by whatever means necessary. This is not a threat, it's a promise. That's
Sure.
now, Jillian Frankel joins us from Minneapolis. Jillian, I know you've been out there all evening since this news broke. I just laid out what the Department of Homeland Security has said. Tell us what the situation is like where you are, and if there's any new information.
Simone, it's still very active and chaotic here.
Is anybody
Northern Minneapolis. I want to show
going to
you
organize
just before you came to us, these
and
federal
go
agents took
to
some
Minnesota?
right on this corner here. I'm gonna have my photographer show
That's
you
what
where
really
they're
needs to be
gathered
done, dude.
now. These protesters, these locals have run up. These agents are just there on that corner here. We've been continuing to see flashbangs. We saw pepper balls being deployed earlier.
We
It's a very
need
chaotic scene. I want you to just continue
a
to watch
militia
this unfold
of
as
good
these
people
protesters converge on these
to go
federal
protect
agents.
Minnesota, to
I
show
just want you to continue to watch. It's a very
that we
chaotic,
aren't
active
about to
scene
do
here.
this shit.
Jillian,
Panthers, where the fuck are you?
Yeah.
are the crowds
Bikers, where the fuck are you?
The crowds are sort of moving. We actually started further down. I would say now there are still many people, as you can see, moving in on this area just in front of us here. But certainly the crowds, I would say, are sort of spreading across the area here along the suburban area of northern Minneapolis.
If I didn't
And Jillian, the area that you are in,
have a child right now,
what can you tell us about
I'd be
the
booking
area,
a trip
the number of law
to Minnesota.
enforcement or estimate of number of law enforcement agents that are still in
It would
that
be a
area?
shame
It looks to be residential
if
by my estimates, but you've been in the area for
a ton of people started booking
It's a residential area in northern Minneapolis.
hotels
The federal agents.
in Minnesota,
It's been hard to tell. We certainly
right?
have dozens of them blocking intersections here,
Like
trying to keep this crowd back. There's also obviously
hundreds
vehicles moving and
of tourists just suddenly came
somewhere in the dozens
to Minnesota
area. There was
and booked up
crime scene cases.
all the hotel rooms
Parts of this area
so that ICE had nowhere to stay,
moving through here, but in terms of
right?
residents, I'd say in the dozens for now.
Thank you, Jillian. We appreciate your reporting. We'll let you go. Come back to us if you have any breaking news. Folks, we did just learn from the city of Minneapolis that the injury to the man who was shot is not considered life-threatening.
That's an
We
idea.
also learned that the mayor and the police chief of Minneapolis plan to hold a news conference in about 15 minutes.
That's an idea.
Bring it to you live as it happens. As I mentioned, today does mark 1 week since an ICE agent shot and killed Renee Good in Minneapolis. And I want you to consider this. There could soon be 3,000
Have you got
agents in that city.
time
That's 5 times the manpower of the
and
Minneapolis
opportunity
Department and nearly
and money?
the total number of officers in the region's 10 largest law enforcement agencies combined. It's also equal to about
Now is a good time
1,000 people living in the Twin Cities.
to book
The Minneapolis Tribune.
a hotel room
Explain why today we heard Minneapolis
in Minnesota.
call it an invasion and as occupation, as they told
Let's book up all the Hiltons, guys.
state and local officials have filed a lawsuit to curb the agency's presence there. And today, a federal judge put off making an immediate ruling to do just that. The judge gave the federal
It'll be a
government
shame
30 days to file its response to the law.
if we all
With that, let's bring in our
took a vacation
Sabrina Siddiqui is here.
in Minnesota right now.
Wall Street Journal. Leanne Caldwell, chief Washington correspondent for Puck. Sam Stein, managing editor for the Bulwark and MS Now political contributor, and veteran Washington correspondent John Harwood. He's a distinguished fellow at Duke University and columnist for Zateo on Substack.
Just an idea.
Is Robert McQuaid, a veteran federal prosecutor and former U.S. attorney for the Eastern District of Michigan. I just want to remind remind you all, if I interrupt anyone, it is in fact because we're going to go to that press conference. Barb, I want to start with you, and I want to start in Minnesota. You've worked along federal law.
It's crazy that
Especially in light of what happened tonight. What does it do to a local community when you have this overwhelming force of outside law enforcement come in like this?
So it seems to me sort of the worst practices of law enforcement. So much.
that's crazy. They can't get anybody
Needs to be effective
to join
trust of the community.
unless I'm pulling cards.
I once had a police chief say to me that the most important thing a law enforcement leader can do is to bring calm to chaos, to try to get the public to.
I'll say it again.
With law enforcement to achieve.
It'd be wild, right?
We are the governed, the people.
If everybody
Needs to work together to community policing.
had the time
Instead, have
to book a trip
of an occupying army
to Minnesota
trying to harm the very people it's intended to serve. It creates
and
a
booked up
chaotic situation
all the Hilton
and
hotel
dangerous
rooms.
for the public, the suspects, and the law enforcement agents themselves. I'm sure there are ICE agents who are out there who are not enjoying this assignment whatsoever because of the situation they have been put into. It is so toxic.
Barb, as folks can see on the screen,
If they don't enjoy
there are a lot of people out
the
on the street in
assignment,
Minneapolis, tonight.
they can put the
There have
gun
been
down.
folks out on the street in Minneapolis throughout the course of the last week, just trying to record and even just observe what ICE is doing. Yesterday in federal court, a Department of Justice attorney argued that there is no First Amendment protection for observing police. I was struck by this. What is your reaction to that assertion?
Yeah, I one, it's an open question, and two, I think the better argument is that of course there is. What they're relying on is a finding by the Eighth Circuit Court of Appeals, which does cover.
I don't want to
Minnesota,
performatively
that said it was not
pick up
clearly established right.
my cards,
That came up in a different context.
but
where
it is
somebody was suing
fucking
or
frustrating
in a civil matter.
to see
So I think
in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out.
the strong argument that was.
Damn it, that is frustrating.
In that case, made by the plaintiff, is that of course there is a First Amendment right. If there's a First Amendment right to report the news, there must similarly be a First Amendment right to collect that news.
It'll be a shame if everybody decided to book a hotel room in Minnesota.
Law enforcement officers are able to do their jobs. That's one thing. But to say you don't have a right to report what's happening, that's nonsense.
I'm going to keep saying that.
Sam, let me come to you.
I'm going to keep saying that.
Donald Trump seems to be very good at picking issues and very bad at picking solutions.
And hoping
it would seem to
that
me that Americans
somebody
want some action
catches
on
on.
immigration enforcement
Let's-
in this country, whether they live on the
if
border
you
or they live in the
have
middle of the country. It doesn't
time
seem to me that Americans
and
find
opportunity
that videos that
and
they
friends
are seeing,
and money
shocking the videos from the streets
and
every single day.
arms.
And then you have
Just saying, just saying, just saying, just saying.
what say you about
It'll be a shame if you booked a trip to Minnesota
Heartbreaking. I mean, what you're seeing now is a major U.S. city
en masse.
basically being invaded by the federal government agents.
Be a terrible shame.
People there, and of course, the elected leadership there.
Be a terrible, terrible shame.
I can't get over that Todd Blanche statement. I mean, he read between lines. He called both the governor and the mayor the agents and said they're engaging acts of terrorism. So we're in a place where I don't think we.
I know that if I
at least in the modern era, and then you are
If
representing
I
backlash to this, which I think
didn't
is
have a
right.
kid
You look at the polling now
and I had
people who say
a
they're
lot of money,
not supportive of the action spice are skyrocketing. There's a couple polls up there now where people are saying they support the abolition.
I would probably
which is shocking to me considering where we
be
were 2 years ago.
on my way
Nationalism there.
to Minnesota.
Joe
Alex,
coming up against this.
you can go, bro.
Donald Trump isn't fine with this. I mean, I think Trump doesn't particularly mind these measures. I think he likes the idea that they are cracking down on some bad guys, and I think he likes the pretext to go after it further. But it could also be that they are dramatically overplaying their hand politically here.
And I just want to note for people who are watching on the screen.
There's only one side.
Speaking to them is
Okay, friends?
protesters engaging with some local law, some law.
There are no paid actors here, okay?
If they are federal agents, seems to be federal agents. This is playback right now. But Sabrina, I mean,
the people in Minneapolis are getting paid to be harassed. Alex Ample.
If you look at the polls, the majority of Americans actually who have been asked, they
Fucking psyop bullshit, stupid shit.
Meanwhile, you have a former ICE agent of about 25 years of experience telling Time Magazine this. I'm going to read it. Quote, I'm embarrassed.
He is still mad at you, bro.
The same way. It's an insult to us because we did it the right way to see what they are doing now. You're talking to folks all the time. Are mainstream Republicans, are they proud of what they're seeing play out right now? I don't think that they're proud of it. And look, you have the polling that exists on immigration as a broader issue where President Trump still forms fairly strongly if you're talking about border security. But when you look at ICE, what we've seen in our polling at the Wall Street Journal, and it's reflected in polling elsewhere, is even before the events that we're seeing unfold right now in Minneapolis and before the killing of Renee Good, the American public, the increasing majority of the American public felt like the tactics that were being deployed by ICE were going too far.
That's why it's hard for me to
people who voted for President Trump, they didn't like seeing ICE
turn on my TikTok
their neighborhoods and picking up people who are working in restaurants and showing up
live.
in schools and just
Lucrative as it may be.
People off the streets. And so that's where I think the Trump administration had already overplayed their hand, and now you see the kind of escalation and the scenes that are unfolding in Minneapolis. One thing I do want to highlight is
we are smushing our brains.
the
Like,
shooting of Renee Good because it's on video. My colleagues at the Wall Street Journal produced an investigation where there have been 13 instances where immigration agents have fired at or into civilian vehicles since July alone. 8 people who were shot, 2 people, including Renee Good, were killed. 5 of the people involved in incidents were U.S. citizens.
we are
And what
a
we're seeing is not just
spectator
training for a lot of these agents who are out there, but they're
society.
actually being supported and almost encouraged by the administration, which is why I think this is really just the beginning.
We are really rogue.
Go to the point about ICE, and Sam noted you do have some folks now who are talking
We
about
just bring gladiators into the ring and watch them fight. Like, this is
Democratic leadership in the House and Senate. They are saying abolish is too far. I spoke with Mayor Moskowitz tonight on our show on the weeknight. They're not for abolish, but they are for reining in. Congress did infuse
Hi, Shush.
$70 billion in the one big beautiful
Thank you for
bill
popping in.
just last year.
Yeah, I'm so glad you brought up the money because the amount of money that Congress appropriated for border security and interior enforcement is worth 3 years.
Trying to do my
of
part.
funding that they usually get. And that is just for one bill. It does not include the appropriations process that Congress is currently fighting over right now for DHS because of these incidents.
do me a favor, maybe share.
So Democrats are trying to figure out the dynamics within their caucus of how far they're willing to go. Yes, there is unanimous support among Democrats to bring in some sort of accountability, guidelines, requirements for ICE.
The fact that we are
If they want
even
to do that through the appropriations bill
talking
is
about
outstanding. We'll see if they get there. Republicans
votes
haven't come to
and
the table
Democrats
on
and
that. But there's also proposals on Capitol Hill to impeach Kristi Noem by Democrats, which obviously they are in the minority. That is not going to happen right now. And again, to abolish ICE. But I will say, Republicans at this point still feel fairly confident that those positions of abolishing ICE, impeaching Noem, of criticizing agents.
do y'all understand
For Democrats, we'll see where this goes. I think that they might be misjudging a little
that
bit
all it
early.
took
But right now it is a campaign
for MAGA
that Republicans are imposing on
to
them.
go Civil War organized is for them to lose an election? All they did was lose an election, and they got it. Like,
They mean something, and these are lofty accusations coming from the Department of Justice tonight.
Look, I think, of course, we
dog, if there was a civil war right now,
much bigger than politics. I really think we're in almost a
fat. God damn.
Who has a narcissistic need
Huh?
to dominate others. The toxic interaction between those two people is firing an administration agenda that at its core right now is about white supremacy enforced by violence. The administration does not want the violence to end. They are doing this purposefully. The president, at any moment,
We're so
could turn down the temperature, withdraw, calm the situation. He does not want to do that.
focused on
The question
taking
all
care
we
of
have to ask
ourselves.
is, what is going to cause this fire to burn out? What is going to cause him to
We wouldn't
get
know
on to the next
an
phase
organized
of that
militia
We don't
if it
know.
hit us on the head.
We do not know the answer to that, and I do think that's a question many folks across this country, frankly, especially if they're seeing these images coming out of Minneapolis, are asking tonight.
Them niggas got
The administration,
organizations and bunkers and shit. Do you like?
I was myself the other day, and I was like, wait, is it happening? I had to turn back the channel just to
Like, even it, like, understand this, right? Understand this. Even when we resist,
if you are a federal officer, you're a federal agent out there doing your job, and this is Stephen Miller, he said this one just last night.
there will be more people, there will be more civilians defending ICE than there will be defending civilians. That's how cooked we are.
People to know that, hey, we're not trying to hurt Americans. We want to resolve this conversation, but that's not what they're doing here, and I just don't understand why.
First of all, you shouldn't consume all the information.
I know, I call my therapist there.
You gotta log off every now and then, just to be clear. Secondly, the immunity line really did stick out to me because
This is a lot like the
hey guys, you have carte blanche, go out and do whatever you want to do, and we'll get you back. And the reason it's so profoundly important
when we went to vote and we said, I know you don't want to vote for Kamala, but like we need to organize and please. This is what we were warning about, right? Because people that voted for the Cheeto are going to defend the militia. They're not going to defend us. That's a big ass fucking army, man.
All right, this American fascist regime, on top of being cruel and lawless and right
If
in
you-
the center of a pedophile ring,
If you don't have a side,
weird. The stuff that goes on in the Oval Office is just so bizarre. And the fact that he has to sit, I'm talking about Kanks, has to sit at his desk and have 25,000 people behind him in these weird performative press conferences. And he had one yesterday about milk, okay? And of course you have RFK Jr. in there acting like a nut. And, you know, nobody can really afford milk right now. Nobody's thinking about milk right now. Minneapolis is completely burning. He has a Gestapo out there.
This is not a
unhinged,
both sides is wrong
Yeah, sure. Why not?
situation.
Let's have a press conference
But
on
what-
milk.
like-
And because this senior citizen, frail man, and I'm no longer going to refer to him as a strong man because it's clearly frail, is, you know, literally got one foot in the grave. He just falls asleep all the time in front of everybody. Play the clip.
But all the wonderful men to the right who worked so hard on this.
I don't know what to do.
It is a bipartisan issue, and understanding where we are in this country and how important.
Okay, you could hear him
Like, I don't know
snoring
how
there.
to
And there are two little girls to the left of
make us
him.
care more.
And as he snores, one of
How do I make y'all care more? How do I make you fucking
Well, just
care?
address the state.
I think the ICE agents are going.
Are you okay, ma'am?
Yeah, yeah.
You mind if we talk to you for a second? You okay?
This is ridiculous. It's a waste of money, a waste of time. All these men out here for what? They're just doing it for money.
Thank you for the follow.
Terrible. This is unbelievable. This is the USA. It's not freaking third world.
Not freaking third world, but
Are you here from Minneapolis, the Minnesota area?
Yes, that's Minnesota board. Great.
I can hear it.
it'd be a shame
Your best job.
if a bunch of us
Eat our words. That's what we do. Yeah.
rode down to Minnesota.
This is not Minnesota.
Is this your first time getting gas?
Been many years.
What was the last time you did?
Oh, down in Florida, Fort Lauderdale. They were clearing it out. It was time curfew.
What inspired you to come out here?
Well, I just couldn't sit home. I got in arches and stuff. And I had to do something. And so, what can you do? Other than wait till we vote again, but it's just crazy. I don't believe it. They have all these men for what? A few people that are against people doing wrong things. That's all. No, this is too bad.
3,000
And there's a lot of them are young kids that don't
agents.
know the difference. They're gonna regret it someday.
3,000
Do you have hope that they're going to
in one city.
I know they'll regret it. Like if they have any empathy for anybody.
That's an invasion, right?
God, it's ridiculous. Oh, shut up. I'd like to meet him in person. Giving orders. I mean, they act like they're so powerful. Oh, yeah. Geez.
Okay, are you doing okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. Thanks.
Stay safe, ma'am.
You too. Oh, I'm okay. Why am I mascara? Oh,
Like,
yeah.
I'm doing the best that I can. This is gonna happen, y'all. Like it's gonna happen.
Looks like they're moving back into the building. They've done their little bit of violence for the time being. Look around. Let's you can show the camera. Show all these pepper pellet marks. That every time, unfortunately, what happens a lot is we all walk back and forth across this, and then
I
we
keep getting
relight up this dust, which is basically
dizzy,
pepper spray
woozy.
kind of dust thing within a ball form. But I don't know how close we can get. You see down here,
Protein.
plastic pieces. Oh, that was really bad. My glove. Make sure I don't wipe my face later. That go on. Okay, I'm gonna get up off the grass. That's a little bad. We just saw for no reason. They're just like basically a little off the sidewalk. I did have my mask on. It's just bringing up the pepper that we're standing in, pepper belts that we're standing in right now. You can hear people wrenching from this.
It'll be a shame
Thankfully, there's a good breeze going on.
if we all
Out here, but the breeze
drove down
moved the
to Minnesota.
everything like that out of the area.
and
downwind from it. You don't want to be
booked
downwind
up
from it.
all the hotel rooms.
What we have is basically in the last moment, just a wrap up. If you're just coming on the stream.
If I didn't have a kid
Go to statuscoup.com.
and I had a lot of money,
Join, support our work, help us pay for our PPE, our helmets, and all the other gear that you have to regularly replace these. This anytime you go through gassings or anything like that. What just happened is that basically protesters just a little bit into the road, traffic is still going back and forth. For some reason, every once in a while, ever since we've been down here, you see the federal officers make a line with their pepper ball guns and gas canisters and everything, and then they just decide this is the time here you gotta move everybody back.
I'm overwhelmed.
Everybody moves back a little bit. So they
I'm angry.
from the crowd, and then they go back again. They go back to form the line.
I'm frustrated.
Wait, and then they do it again. Nothing incites it or whatever. And then we have
And my body feels weird.
right-wing agitators here that are allowed to just cross back and forth as if they are part of the other team across the street here, and they don't get affected. They don't get pulled.
And I don't know what to do with myself.
And get information taken, and they don't spend time in the detention center like some of the people that get pulled from the thing here. The other day, we were out here later tonight.
But I was told,
Talked to somebody who
turn on the camera.
because she had a flashlight. She had a little flashlight about this long, and I guess she was shining it vaguely in the direction of the federal officers, and that was enough for them. Pull her, run her through the detention center that they have down here. Supposedly didn't take the record of that. She told us to go back and watch I think 2 days ago a feed, and watch that interview. It was really telling about how serious this is, but also how much they're not taking this serious. They're not actually documenting anything. They're not pulling information, and they're basically just committing violence. That's the goal of what they do on a regular basis. And that's unfortunately what we're dealing with here in Minneapolis right now. Again, been on the ground for weeks now. Been in other cities before this. Please go to statuscoup.com $5 a month. Support our work. Keep us here longer. We'll be here as long as it takes, as long as this keeps happening. And if it happens in another city, we'll be moving there because we're independent journalists. We have to be on the ground. Unlike, you can't see, there's no satellites from here. You don't see any big ENT cameras around here. It's all the few journalists you have here. We have our colleagues, News to Share, Mercado. Highly recommend both of those guys as well. They're fantastic independent journalists who cover this like us. Basically based on a lot of your support at home. So if you can support us, and of course we want to thank the Biden Touch Network, who has been great supporters of our work, rebroadcasting and giving us a larger reach, and helping us to reach more eyes and more ears. So we're gonna try to see if we can stop. First, I'm gonna cough a little bit. Maybe get out of this cover dust area is probably a good idea. I'm Zach with Status Coup.
Hello, my name is Sue Claude. I'm a lifelong resident of Minneapolis.
God, what do you
I've seen you out here
have
for
to tell?
before.
I'm 65 years old. I've been out here every day for the last 5 days. Not necessarily
Me.
for long, but just for an hour or so.
My friends today.
I'm protesting the invasion that we have in the city by an indiscriminate capture of our black and brown neighbors. These guys are thugs. They're not honoring our U.S. Constitution or freedom of speech, and they are.
These are my being not afraid cards.
Regardless of whether or not they're U.S. citizens.
Biblically accurate angels.
Dumping them out in the middle of nowhere without a way of getting a hold of people.
What has it been like seeing your fellow Minneapolis?
Minnesotans?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what Minneapolis, but organized in a way. I got Minneapolis. I absolutely love that. Yeah. Seeing a Minneapolis.
So inspiring. It's so
Cesareans.
help.
It's ethereal, chaotic
I was
rules.
on vacation last week. I happened to be in Mexico. I didn't get home until late Saturday night.
See what
And
that
I felt
means.
so helpless while I was down there because I couldn't do anything from that distance. So as soon as I got back to Minneapolis, I pulled out my bullhorn, I opened the gas mask, and I was out the next day to protest.
This is actually a good point. I like pointing this out, that if you are gonna come out and protest, if you are gonna come out and cover these things, P100, you can get them at, I won't mention the big orange store, but Lowe's or many hardware stores.
Many hardware stores, and honestly, skin goggles I found are the best for eye protection because safety goggles don't seem to have good enough seal. Come to be prepared if you're gonna come out, and also come to be prepared for the fact that you might get tear gas or pepper spray. It happens to me every single day that I've been out there.
What, I mean, so, set up question, although I always want to think, what are you guys doing that deserves this sort of response?
Oh, we're not doing anything. Okay, there have been, I think, one occasion where a protester went out and pounded on the side of a car of ICE agents that were leaving. And then they came out and pulled him out. Other than that, I cannot say I've seen anything to justify what they've been doing.
Do you think that they basically standing a little bit in the street is something that is punishable by tear gas?
Goodness no. Goodness no. If that's the case, I would have been in jail.
So, like, what has it been like watching? Are you like lifelong Minnesota?
Yeah. I was born here, I was in college here, and I spent 90% of my life here.
What has it been like this past 10 years? But maybe less than like 5 years has the ire that Donald Trump has for Minneapolis. Portland, I guess, but Minneapolis is unbelievable.
Yeah, he's completely targeted our lovely state of Minnesota and our lovely
Oh my
state of
God.
Minneapolis. You guys don't believe that bull crap that he says that Minneapolis is a war zone, or the war zone now because he brought people in. But before that, we had low crime, we had friendly neighbors, we have a diversity in our neighborhood that are higher, bigger now than ever. We welcome our neighbors. I love this city. It's beautiful. The people here are educated and they're passionate. And just because we have not voted GOP in, I think it's been close to 45 years, we can vote. And obviously, our governor is determined.
I guess that's a hard question. Like, what the response in time here to call for Austin and Mike, the governor just said, agitate them, don't give them what they want, and it's been it's not been a great response, my opinion, from the elected leaders here in response to terror in the streets.
Well, the reality of it is we can't give them what they want by being violent. Because that's going to be an excuse for him to grant federal proof. He wants to call the insurrection. He wants to provoke us. And we just can't do it. We can protest, we can help our neighbors, we can bring food to our neighbors, but frankly, we can't pause an all-out war because things will definitely get worse.
But this is, the crowd here, one thing that is like that, hey, that you're paid agitators, you're Antifa, which anti-fascist I didn't know was a bad word, and that, usually it's just like young thug, I've been called a thug now, thanks to my journalism from last night, and it's there's such a diversity here.
It's ludicrous that people think we're paid protesters. If I was a paid protester, I could probably go on a cruise around the world, okay? I am here voluntarily. I'm here to support support my neighbors. And the only thing we've done in the city is we have organically organized. We have not organized through a national organization or anything. We have
A
developed our
Cesario
communication system ourselves.
chaotic riddles.
Thank you so much for your time. Just trying to stay warm and this is the example. I would also recommend, I recommend myself, obviously the helmet's much, there's a thing called a bump cap. You can put it in a little shell that you put in a baseball cap. And it at least protects you if like you get hit with a shell or something. I was stupid last night. I didn't wear my bump cap or my helmet and I got hit with a projectile from the fence.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, just saying, that's something I recommend, but I just always want to show an example of like, she's prepared. And that's just keeping yourself safe. It's not.
Yeah, keep yourself safe. I highly recommend that you tell your friends or loved ones, if you come to a protest, let them know when you arrive, and then also let them know when you leave. And I've also gone as far, not that I expect to be detained, but there's no way to do this because they are utterly
It's always a good idea in the age of cell phones where we don't have to remember numbers anymore. We don't have to remember that. Yeah.
I cannot believe we have gotten to the point.
Thank you so much. Stay warm. Together. It's a great point that she makes. She's been interviewed a bunch of different related areas. And the fact that we do have this, we do have this question as well. But it's you know what? Of course, you can see from there, you got a megaphone and that people are very and organically. There's no fund that's paying for your saying, lots of agitators out here. This is just the organic community support out here, day after day, day on the streets, day after day, trying to fight
These guys are breaking the law left and right. These guys are civil liberties. They are being reckless on the street. They are driving 85 miles an hour down the freeway.
In the middle of the road, usually with some fender damage or like tire damage or whatever, so it can't move or it doesn't go away, and then they just run away. It's not the way that you do policing. If you have a printed out copy of the Constitution of the United States, it's where is the one that you can't protest in America?
It's not in this pen.
Okay. I have to.
No, you won't find that in this application.
I'm confused.
I have a copy of the United States of America in my hand that my father fought for. And he didn't fight for this and for unrest in the United States.